So last week I sent you an email with the 5 questions you should ask yourself this December to increase your restaurant revenues in 2018. These were the 5 questions I used to ask myself every December to align myself with exactly what I needed to do so that the next year was far more productive, I wasted less time, and I made a lot more money. Today I want to actually dive into that first question. Just to remind you, the top 3 questions of the 5 were, what are your revenue goals for 2018? And what's the one thing you need to start doing to actually achieve your revenue goals that you've been kind of putting off or delaying? And the third question was, what's the one thing you should stop doing that's draining your resources or it's a low return on your efforts? And there were 2 more important questions, but go back and check that mail. Today, I want to actually dive into the first question. I want to help you with that first question. I want to teach you this one thing you can do to improve the odds of achieving your revenue goals in 2018. This one thing helped me hyper-focus on exactly what I needed to do to achieve my revenue goals year on year on year. And believe me, they did. I achieved them year on year on year. Many years I surpassed them. So the one thing you really need to do is set a priority. So I'm going to stop here and ask you, what's your priority for 2018? And I bet you right now you're like, I got 10. And that's the thing, a priority has to be 1. And I've spoken about this in a previous video, which I'll put a link to, so go check it out. But the priority for 2018 to achieve your revenue goals is just 1. A priority is something that you need to hyper focus on to achieve. And by achieving it, you've increased the likelihood of achieving your revenue goals by 10 times. And it's not easy. As easy as it sounds, it's not easy to set a priority because there are so many priorities. And so today I'm going to teach you. In fact, I've given you a worksheet that you can download, and I help you stage by stage setting a priority. So take those few minutes, download the worksheet after this video, and actually use it to set your priority because it's going to drastically increase the likelihood of you achieving your revenue goals in 2018. So what was one of my priorities in the past years, and I'm going to share that with you to just make it a little easier to understand. There was a time that I was having a very big challenge with employee turnover. There's no way I'm going to achieve this target if I do not have a high employee retention rate. What's the point of setting revenue goals when the team disappears or people come and people go? It's demotivating, it's demoralizing to me and the team, and it's tiring. And then we forget the goals, right? I'm sure you've gone through this. So in my case, it was, I need to stop employee turnover. And I know that if I could stop my employee turnover, I thought to myself that if I could stop my employee turnover and actually just retain these guys for 6 months, all the training that I give them, they actually pay back. They pay me back by doing a good job, by staying on the job. It felt great to actually achieve that and stop becoming a training ground for my competition. So in that year, it was stopping employee turnover. And how did that help, and how can setting a priority help you? So by defining a priority for 2018, it's going to help you do these 2 things. It's going to help you keep your decisions and strategies in one single line. That means once you know your priority, you know that your decisions and strategies that you are deciding have to be in line with this priority because you've taken the time to decide on this priority, because by achieving this priority, you are going to achieve your revenue goal. And it's kind of like a pathway to achieving your revenue goals, setting this priority and keeping your decisions and strategies in line. And as long as you have this pathway, you can guide everybody on that path. But if you don't have this pathway, this set priority of what you need to achieve in this year, how are you going to lead your team? So set your priority. The second thing it's going to help you do is not get lost in the 100 distractions that you're going to have throughout the year. You know, some months are going to be good and some months aren't. And that's just how business is. So be smart. Expect that's going to happen. Set your priority so you know that you just gotta go at it like a steam engine till you're going to achieve your priority, because by achieving your priority, you're drastically increasing the likelihood of achieving your revenue goals. It'll help you keep your eye on the ball, and it'll help everyone's eyes to be kept on the ball. And it'll stop all the distractions from coming in the way of achieving your targets. But in my case, there were a lot more side benefits to having a priority. And when I set the priority to stopping my employee turnover, first of all, I actually identified the one biggest thing I need to do to actually achieve my revenue goals. And the second thing was the side effects. What are the side effects? Low stress. I knew who was coming. I knew who was going to stay. I knew I didn't have to hunt for new guys all the time. I knew that all the effort that I'm putting into training, they're going to work in my restaurant for the next few months or years and actually do a good job, make my customers happy, and my revenues would increase. I was more motivated. My team was more motivated because people were not coming in and out, in and out. And in the employee market, I began to have a much better reputation. And there was so many more side benefits that came to stopping employee turnover, which I identified as my number one priority, because if I could stop employee turnover, I could achieve my revenue goals for the following year. So take the time to set your priority to achieve your revenue goals. So define your number one priority and the only priority. There's only one, remember. So define your number one priority in 2018 to improve the odds of achieving your revenue goals in 2018. Now, I have made this downloadable worksheet to help and guide you in setting your priorities and making it really easy for you to actually set your priority and do something about it. So download it now. It's going to be really quick. Do this for yourself. I know December is a busy month, but take the time to plan for 2018. So your competition's running like headless chickens, but you're enjoying the big cake. And if you haven't got or read my email on the ultimate guide to getting the most out of your employees this demanding Christmas, send me an email, because this guide will help you motivate your employees and have a fantastic, energetic, more fun, and a far more lucrative holiday season. Get this guide. If you haven't got it, send me a mail and I'll send you the link to download it. So back to your priority. Take a few minutes, download this sheet, set your number one priority to improve the odds of achieving your revenue goals this 2018. Go get it.